Hey everyone, Cam the Movie Man here. Now that the first season of the newest live action Star Wars series, The Acolyte, has wrapped up, I decided it was time to share some of my thoughts. While there were some things I did like from this show, there were honestly more things I didn't like. If you haven't watched The Acolyte yet, spoiler alert, watch this video at your own risk. If you have seen it, let me know your thoughts in the comments. So let's jump into it and start with what I did like. First, I loved the lightsaber combat. The choreography was intense, fast-paced, and the best we've seen since the prequels. The villain Chimera's use of cortosis to disable the Jedi lightsabers was new and unique and something we've never seen before. Second, finally seeing Darth Plagueis. He looked awesome and terrifying, and I can't wait to see what sort of role he will have in live-action Star Wars in the future. Third, Yoda's brief cameo at the end of the last episode was fun, even though we only saw the back of his head. And that's quite honestly all I did like from this show. Now let's get into what I didn't like. First, the misleading marketing. Before The Acolyte premiered, it was marketed as being a martial arts inspired murder mystery. However, the mystery gets revealed in the first episode as well as the culprit, so there goes any mystery. Second, the show was also described as being a more Sith and dark side focused, which sounds awesome, except it really wasn't. The Sith are barely mentioned at all, there's little reference to the dark side, and while there is a prominent dark side antagonist, he's more a supporting character. Most of the characters in this first season are Jedi, so once again, misleading marketing. Next, the characters. I honestly couldn't care less about any of the characters in this series. They pretty much all die, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Master Soul, played by Lee Jung-jae, is really the only likable character in this series, and Chimera was an intriguing villain. Vernestra, a popular character from the High Republic books, came off as cold, emotionless, and not likable or sympathetic at all. Kelnaka, the first live-action Wookiee Jedi, had such great potential, but in the end he was a wasted character who got hardly any screen time and had a lame off-screen death. Super disappointing. The main character twins of Osha and May, played by Amandla Stenberg, were boring and bland. The twin concept is also something that's overused at this point in Star Wars. We had Luke and Leia in the OG trilogy, Jason and Jaina Solo from the expanded universe, and even a pair of twins in the Old Republic game. Now Osha and May in the Acolyte. It's just repetitive, lazy, and lame. Basil was also a pointless character. I don't see why the Jedi who have the Force needed a tracker to help them find where Kalmalka was hiding. And the scene in the last episode where he disables the ship Soul is flying as he's chasing May for apparently no reason, and Soul doesn't even question him about it. It makes no sense, and his constant sniffing around was simply irritating. The Coven of female-only Force Witches, it's another overused concept in Star Wars. We had the Night Sisters of Dathomir in the Clone Wars, Ahsoka, and briefly in Tales from the Empire, and now this. And the whole plot point of using the Force, or the Thread as they call it, to create Ocean May significantly takes away from the impact of Anakin Skywalker being born through the Force, especially since Ocean May will probably end up just being unimportant, forgettable characters like the rest in this show. Next, humor. Humor has always been an important aspect of Star Wars. From the very first film, with the sassy banter between Han Solo and Princess Leia during the Death Star escape, to their roasting of each other at the beginning of The Empire Strikes Back. Of course, you can always count on R2-D2 and C-3PO to provide some good laughs. Acolyte, though, had zero humor at all. I didn't laugh once, and that drastically affected how I viewed the series. It eliminated one of the main things that makes Star Wars so enjoyable. Lastly, the acting. Most of the acting in the show was wooden and robotic. Amandla Stenberg, who again plays Ocean May, had the same expression on her face throughout the show, as did pretty much every other character. It was the most emotionless cast of characters I've ever seen. They may as well have been battle droids. Actually, battle droids have more personality than these characters. The overall writing, direction, and creative choices in the show were poor, and if a second season is to happen, a new and better creative team needs to be brought on, as well as a new showrunner. Because I can't stand to watch another season if it'll be just like the hot mess that was season 1 of Star Wars The Acolyte. Thanks for watching. Please follow me here on YouTube and on Instagram at Cam the Movie Man for more Star Wars movie and pop culture content. May the Force be with you.